Hi, I'm David from Kronos Audiovisual, and today on the Video Review Diaries we want to look at a new range of products from a company called Network Acoustics. The brand might not be familiar to many people, but these guys started out with quite a high-end network switch called the Tempest, and they have brought out another range of products which we find are really interesting, called Ethernet filters. As many of you know, we are big fans of network switches. We believe they are really crucial to streaming. They offer huge benefits for streamers. I know a lot of customers are not using network switches and don't necessarily believe in them, but we think they make a huge difference. And streaming's a very new technology. We're still learning about it all the time. So these new products from Network Acoustics are really interesting because these are network filters. So essentially what they're doing is they go between the network switch and the streamer, or if you don't have a network switch, they can go between the router and your network switch. The idea behind them is, and this one is the Muon Pro, which is the more expensive of the two products that they do. This costs £1,595. That seems like a lot of money for what is essentially a passive filter until you plug this in and you hear what it does, because the improvement this makes to every single streamer that we've tried it with, from entry level right up through to really expensive streamers, is really significant. It relaxes the sound. It makes it much more analog sounding, much less digital sounding. It also seems to improve considerably the three-dimensional depth, imaging, detail retrieval is all improved by it. And essentially, it's doing what it says in the tin. It's a filter. It is removing a considerable amount of interference from the digital signal and giving your streamer a much cleaner signal to work from, and therefore it performs better. There is a slightly cheaper model that they do as well, called the Eon 2, which is $999. The same company also, apart from the Ethernet filters, also do their own range of Ethernet cables. Now these are really interesting. These are made from OCC copper, which we're big fans of as well, but they've also gone to the expense of having their own connectors made, Muon's own connectors, and these connectors are really high quality and make a big difference. Again, this is not a cheap cable. It's £1,195. But again, these are among the best Ethernet cables that we've heard. They are really incredibly good in terms of, again, removing interference and giving you a much cleaner signal. One nice thing that Network Acoustics do is they do a package bundle where you can buy the Ethernet filter and the cable for £21.95. That's a 20% or a £600 saving, which is really significant. Again, if you're remotely skeptical, please come in and listen to these products, because when you hear them, you will understand why we feel this is a very exciting development with streaming, and this company particularly. We think they make some of the best, they make the best Ethernet filter we've certainly ever seen. There are not a lot of companies doing Ethernet filters, but this is a different level to anything else on the market. And they start from $995 for the smaller Eon 2. So yes, they're expensive, but they're not ridiculously so. If you've got a good quality streamer, and again, they do some cheaper cables as well with the cheaper filter. If you get the opportunity, please do come in and have a listen to these filters, because we genuinely believe they make a huge difference, and they're a great upgrade whether or not you have a network switch. I think the Ethernet filters make a considerable difference to the sound. I believe they make a bigger difference when you use it in conjunction with a network switch, but either way, the difference is significant, and you don't need to power them. They're passive, so you literally plug them in. So it's very, very simple to connect into the system, and literally a 30-second A/B demonstration will convince you that these are really incredibly good products. Again, like all our products, are available on some of our finance schemes, which makes them a little bit easier to buy as well. But as I say, if you get the opportunity, please do come in and have a listen to either the Eon 2 or the Muon 2 Pro filters, because we think they make a big difference. And, you know, even if you're not convinced by those and you want to try some of the Network Acoustics cables, again, we think these cables are seriously good. And among the best cables, network Ethernet streaming cables that we've come across. Thank you so much for listening.